Hello and welcome to another episode of the UCLA Bruins Insider Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Connor Moreno, lead writer for UCLA Bruins on SI. This is the second time I'm going to go ahead and record this episode. The first one, my audio was off for some odd reason, so recorded about 3 or 4 minutes of me talking and no audio was recorded. So let's go ahead and get this started again. Today we have a little bit of recruitment updates. Even though recruitment around July starts to slow down as we get into media day and kind of the end of the off season, kind of the twilight of recruitment and all that process, we do have a few updates. UCLA is still in play for a few pretty big recruits, including one really massive one that I think would be a tremendous addition to the 2026 recruiting class. So they're still in play for a few recruits. We have updates on them, reports, everything under the sun. And let's might as well just go ahead and get it started then. The first recruit that we got updates on is actually 4-star running back Brian Bonner out of Valencia, California. He goes to Valencia High School. He is probably Deshaun Foster's biggest target right now. It's been reported that since Deshaun Foster was named head coach, that Bonner has been on his radar ever since then. So it's been almost 2 years that he's been recruiting Bonner and trying to get him to Westwood, trying to get him to stay home. He does have tremendous interest from Washington, and even 24/7 Sports is reporting that it's going to be between Washington and UCLA. As of 2 weeks ago, people are thinking that it's definitely going to be the Huskies, and it's just a matter of him announcing. But recently there have been some updates that would suggest that UCLA actually has a better chance than anyone originally thought. So 24/7 Sports actually, or I should say Bruin Report Online, reported on this on June 24th, which was almost 2 weeks ago. They said it appears it's a UCLA UW battle for Bonner, and the word is that he could be leaning to the Huskies, which kind of, I think at the time, stifled the chances of UCLA's potential commitment for Bonner. But on Wednesday they released an updated report for Bonner and his intentions. The Bruin Report Online said, more specifically Tracy Pearson, who's their lead reporter, said, the feeling is that UCLA has a real chance to win the Bonner sweepstakes over its arch recruiting nemesis Washington, which is a massive development because 2 weeks ago, like I said, the sentiment was UCLA lost him. They weren't able to keep him home. It's going to be the Huskies all the way. But now with this new development, I think the Bruins certainly have a massive chance at getting Bonner to stay home and come to Westwood. This would, without a doubt, be Deshaun Foster's, I would say, highlight recruitment if he were to commit. As I said, he's been targeting him since the day that he became head coach. He's a former running back himself at UCLA. He has NFL experience. He has experience developing people into becoming NFL talent. That's actually been one of the main things that's attracting prospects, especially in the 2026 recruiting class. Whenever you get a commitment and you get quotes from their recruits, they always point out to the fact that they trust in Deshaun Foster to develop them into becoming NFL talent. So I think if you're looking at Bonner, if we just look at him right now, he's a 4-star. He is the number 6 running back in the country. He's 15th in the state of California. That is according to 24/7 Sports. So certainly this would be Deshaun Foster's not only crown jewel commitment, but it would be a perfect running back for him. He used to be a running back. He was a running back coach. He was running back in the NFL. I think that it is in Bonner's best interest to go to UCLA personally, just because of the experience that Deshaun Foster has and his ability to 100% be able to develop him into an NFL talent. And if Bonner does commit in 3 years, you could probably start seeing his names in mock drafts. So that is a big development for UCLA, considering that last week probably didn't look so good for Bonner. And this is another kind of the same sentiment for this next recruit who we've talked extensively about is Carter Gooden, 4-star defensive lineman, #1 recruit out of Massachusetts. He's an edge. He would be, I believe, UCLA's highest rated defensive recruit. Right now it's David Schwartzel. He is a 4-star defensive lineman also. Carter Gooden fills a dire need. UCLA needs edges. So, I mean, there's your path to playing time right there. About 2 weeks ago, reports were saying that it's either between Penn State and UCLA. UCLA still is significantly in this battle, and a recent update suggests that it's still up to them too, but an important wrinkle, as we've said multiple times on this show, is that his high school teammate in Massachusetts from Tabor Academy, Marcus Almada, has a crystal ball to land in UCLA. So, and they've been reported to be a package deal. Not so much anymore. Carter Gooden has spoke on it. He said that that might not necessarily be the case moving forward, but it is still pretty important, and they still value their relationship and the potential of playing together. So, the way I see it, either way, if they land 3-star Marcus Almada or if they land 4-star Carter Gooden, I believe UCLA has a significant chance at landing the other. So that is a good development. I mean, Penn State has pushed out some really good edges, most notably Micah Parsons, Abdul Carter, who just got drafted by the Giants. So, they have the resume, and I think the only thing that would really help UCLA getting good in is not only his relationship with Marcus Almada, who I'm pretty sure is going to commit to UCLA, it's just a matter of when, but it would also be, as I've been saying, the relationship with the coaches and their track record for developing NFL talent. Not that Penn State can't do that, because we've obviously seen their track record recently. So yeah, that's your update on Carter Gooden. Another one is Tufanua Ionatana Umukais, or TI for short. He is also a 4-star defensive line. He's not an edge. He's an interior defensive lineman. This is another one that the Bruins are in a battle with Washington for. They're actually in a battle with quite a bit of the remaining recruits that are on their boards. This one is still split, according to Bruin Report Online. It is most definitely a battle between UCLA and UW. But, as Tracy Pearson said, some sources think UCLA, some think UW, so it could really go either way. I think if Carter Gooden were to commit, despite him being an interior defensive lineman, despite T.I. being an interior defensive lineman, I think if Carter Gooden were to commit, that might kind of cram up the room a little bit, because then you have our Marcus Almada coming in. You already have David Schwartzel there. He's also a 4-star interior defensive lineman. So that might dissuade T.I. But, who knows? We still have no announcement dates for most of these recruits. So I still think UCLA certainly has a good chance. But one thing that's for sure is that they're either in the top 2 or top 3 of the rest of these recruits that they're targeting. We have Rodney Colton Jr. His announcement date is July 12th, which is next week. UCLA still is in play, but it's not really looking too good. He has interest. He's a 4-star linebacker, Rodney Colton Jr. He has interest from Penn State, SMU, Florida State, Ole Miss. It's looking like he's also has interest from Colorado. Bruin Report Online reported that the word is he'll probably either end up East Coast, which is like Penn State or Florida State, or in Colorado with Deion Sanders. So I wouldn't necessarily say UCLA has a good chance at landing Rodney Colton Jr., but I mean, they've surprised many. We talked about Devin Fitzgerald yesterday, probably looking like Notre Dame, but UCLA is still in the mix. They're in the top 4. Chris Addison, I wrote about last week. He has interest from Florida State, Michigan State, UCLA, probably going to be Florida State. Insiders think it's going to be any program other than UCLA. So Chris Addison, he's a 3-star edge. Rashawn Duncan, he is looking like another hopeful for the Bruins. He is also deciding between Washington and UCLA. He's a 3-star corner. A couple weeks ago, they were saying that he's feeling like he's leaning towards UCLA, but Washington was his most recent visit, so he already took that visit. And the update is that sources close to the situation are thinking that it's Washington. So UCLA is in battle for a few really good remaining recruits with Washington. I think they should throw the kitchen sink at Bonner. That would be a home run acquisition for Deshaun Foster. I think it would be symbiotic for both sides if they were to come together and, bring talent to UCLA, and UCLA will bring development. Deshaun Foster will bring development to Brian Bonner to potentially be an NFL level running back. July typically is where recruiting slows down, but I still think UCLA has a few big recruiting battles coming up, and we're going to be covering all of it. So once again, thank you for listening and watching the UCLA Bruins Insider Podcast. I'm Connor Moreno, and I will see you tomorrow.